Alright, so this is going to be a video about the iPhone SE, Apple's new 4-inch iPhone, and keep in mind, I do not really like the iPhone 5C. Ever since the launch of it, I thought it was a terrible idea and a fail at being a 4-inch iPhone, or all iPhones were 4-inch at this time, but I mean as a budget option. And this is Apple's new attempt at making a budget phone, and here are my thoughts on it. First of all, it's called the iPhone SE, which I believe stands for Special Edition, and it's an iPhone 5, and the only thing's different from it is if you get the rose gold option, it's going to have all the colors of the iPhone 6 and 6S, and same with the 5S and all, but the only difference now is you can now see that there's a pink option, the rose gold, pink, whatever you want to call it, and it says SE on the back. But here's the real things on here that really make me think this is a great phone. Comes with iOS 9.3 out of the box, which is good. It's gonna have the same specs as the iPhone 6, 2 gigs of RAM, 12 megapixel camera, Apple A9 processor, and when I was hearing about this phone, it was actually rumored to have the specs of last year's iPhone 6, but the fact that it's getting the 6S ones, I think that's going to make this phone perform even better, and considering it has a smaller screen, the performance on this thing is going to be great. Um, it's one of the downsides is 1600 milliamp hour battery, 1642, I don't know how well that's going to perform. I don't expect it to perform well considering the iPhone 5 never had the greatest battery life, or any iPhone really, except I've heard the Plus models do have greater battery life. But from this, I think this is a really good option, and here's why. First of all, the starting price is $400 and $500 for the 16 gigabytes. These are off contract prices. Contract prices, I'm not sure. They'll probably be free to 100, but this is way better than the 100 less, and 400 for an iPhone is not bad considering 650 is the normal price, and it really is a good idea in my opinion. I'm not sure 100 less, maybe even if they could have made the price 349 or 299, it would be even better, but it's Apple. I doubt they're going to do that, and honestly, this is a pretty smart idea, and considering many people miss the old 5S design, well, you have it back again. The only thing I'm not sure if your 5S cases will work on it. I would assume they would, but from mock-ups I've seen, they do not. But what do I think of this? 16 gigabyte option, I think that's a waste of money, but 500 for the 64 gig, I think that's a great idea. And sure, it's not going to be the cheapest phone. It's not going to be like where you can go into the store, get a prepaid phone for $100. It's not that cheap. Of course, there's going to be some premium to it because it's an Apple product and all, but for what it is, a 4-inch iPhone for a budget iPhone, I think this is a good option and definitely looks like a 5S, and it doesn't look cheap. I remember the 5C, there were so many memes I've seen about it, so many people I know in real life that personally said the phone was trash, and honestly, considering the iPhones were known to have better design, sure, I know the design wasn't horrible, but it was mainly people weren't expecting what they expected with that, or what they got with that phone, and I think it's a great phone, definitely much better than what the 5C was, and I think people who had a 5S and lower, this could definitely be an option to upgrade to if you do not like the 4 point inch 4.7-inch screen size. And first of all, if you're not sure about that, I would probably recommend trying out the bigger screens, because once I went to them, I never went back. I'm using a 5.5-inch phone currently, but the 4.7-inch screen of the iPhone 6, definitely from people I know, once you go back to those phones, you try going to a little one, it's just really hard to, and many people do not want to upgrade. One-handed usability is improved on this phone, so I think this could definitely be a phone to upgrade to, and the performance alone definitely is it. And considering the price is going to be a lot less. Your 5S a couple years ago probably costed 750, 650. This is only going to be 400, so you're getting a much more powerful phone, basically the same design, but those specs I definitely think are a good option. And I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm not at all. I don't really use iOS at all that much, but I honestly thought this was a good idea from Apple. That's all I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts and opinions on this phone? Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.